The void, but somehow different this time.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned your father into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
But I'm not gonna call my Jessamine.
I told you we're older. Perhaps next year.
You said that last year. Jessamine's younger than me, and she's a court every day.
Business, well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
During the day, Jessamine and I played games in the tower. But at night, I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year, I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me your name?
We were just playing.
Your name, Jesse. What is your account?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
Mother and I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
Your sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
It's hard to know whether my dear old aunt is telling the truth or not. When I saw what they'd done to Anton Sokolov, I wanted to hurt everyone who'd helped Delilah and the Duke of Serkonos pull off their coup. Sokolov is the man who made whale oil into a weapon, who turned back the plague, and now he's barely able to speak. The hands that painted the most powerful men and women of our time shake too badly to hold a spoon. When he does talk, he's going to give me a name. The next step along the way to Duke Luca Abel, then Delilah herself. A name. That's all I need. Anton, you've had 3 days to rest. Tell me how to kill Delilah.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and my father is missing. This is Anton Sokolov, the greatest mind in the Empire.
No, Emily. Megan is right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Serkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge that I saw things Jindosh often had a visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
She's the curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to.
There'll be a Grand Guard presence outside the Royal Conservatory. Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah. Which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. Turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Megan. See you soon.
As if things aren't bad enough, now I have to be on the lookout for some no-gooder with a knife. Why me?
I'm not in the mood. Show yourself.
No! Someone's shooting at us! Holy shit! Looking for a fight? Popped!
I'm hungry.
Get away! Hello? Oh, shit!
No use running! Come back here! I'll kill you for that! Captain! Protect your captain!
You're done!
I'll grind your skull into a very fine powder and come back here. Let's hear how you sound there. Won't let her-
I've got...
Traders, your question.
Smell. Yeah, the water gets nasty sometimes. It flows from the fountain to the conservatory basement. There was work. The great missile. Some animal crawled in there and died.
Disgusting. You'd think someone inside the conservatory would complain.
The place is mostly shuttered, but somebody's still inside. There was a delivery from...
I'll be wiping off your blood later!
So, let's see. What was it?
Time to collect this bounty!
You hide your face! Let's go! At your command!
Kill you for that!
You're not supposed to be here! No!
Kill you for that! You're gonna pay for it, Jet! No use running! Damn you!
Do you think Delilah really could have done that? I've heard the same stories about Paolo the Howler.
What you've heard about Paolo is not the same. He's a street orphan, full of tricks. But I have faith Delilah can do such a thing.
How like that? It doesn't seem possible. That's all.
My dear Orlando, some people see doors where you and I only see walls.
Blood! I'll grind your skull. No! You monster! See what I can do? You should have stayed in your form. No! You monster! On a harvest fork. Huh? I won't let her escape! There! Come back here! I'll paint my nails red with your blood! I'll tear you into pieces! Over there! Where did you steal this trick? Step outside and back! I'll fill my pillow with your hair for luck! Huh. You're not gonna... What? I'll fill my pillow with... How did you do that? Oh, nice Change my name. No! You monster!
How do you want to die? I have plenty of ideas. For Delilah! You should have stayed in your book.
We're right.
You're not part of my coven. Who are you? Can you possibly be... Oh, now I understand. This is the last lady.
So it's done.
Ashworth won't be a problem anymore.